Now Yellowstone is over, make sure to catch up on Taylor Sheridan's replacement Western show. Taylor Sheridan's hit neo-Western Yellowstone series concluded with Season 5, leaving many fans of Kevin Costner's John Dutton IA and the Dutton family looking for a replacement. While there are other Yellowstone stories to enjoy in the historical prequel series, Sheridan established as precursors to the 5 seasons of Yellowstone, called 1883 and 1923 for their respective years. The screenwriter has a more modern Western for those who aren't interested in delving into the Dutton family's past. Yellowstone's replacement series is currently streaming on Paramount+, where fans can jump right into the action. Following Yellowstone Season 5 finale, whether the series will return for Yellowstone Season 6 is inconclusive. While Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 14, could easily stand as a series finale, Paramount Network advertised the conclusion as a Season 5 rather than a series finale, leaving the door open for a continuation. While an official opportunity to continue the Dutton story exists after Beth and Rip's Yellowstone spin-off story garnered confirmation, it could be years before Yellowstone fans can tune in, warranting a replacement for the series for now. There's one modern-day Sheridan Western fans can turn to. After depicting the power struggle for the largest continuous ranch in the country in Yellowstone, Taylor Sheridan tackles another enormous American industry in Landman. The spiritual Yellowstone continuation occurs in modern-day Texas amid the booming and volatile oil industry, spearheaded by Billy Bob Thornton, who appears briefly in 1883, but takes center stage in Landman. The series contains themes similar to Sheridan's Dutton saga, complete with a dangerous industry and high stakes with billions of dollars of profit. However, Landman is several episodes into its Season 1 run, so viewers need to catch up to enjoy the finale on time. Landman centers on Billy Bob Thornton as Tommy Norris, a crisis executive for an oil company run by Texas oil titan Monty Miller, played by Mad Men's John Hamm. Like Yellowstone, Landman is a family drama, with Tommy's family making up a significant portion of the Landman cast and driving the narrative. Ollie Larder plays Tommy's ex-wife, Angela Norris, and the series features his adolescent children, Cooper Norris, played by Jacob Loveland, and Michelle Randolph as teenage daughter Ainsley Norris, respectively. Those who especially liked the family drama aspects of Yellowstone, or the discussions it unearthed about power, have something to look forward to in Landman. With a mix of family dynamics and a battle to protect and maintain one of the country's most crucial industries, Landman has all the elements that Yellowstone had to contribute to its longevity. While confirmation doesn't exist yet that Taylor Sheridan's replacement series will return, an optimistic Landman Season 2 update from stars Michelle Randolph and Polina Chevs suggests hope for a second outing, noted in an interview with Screen Rant. With the developing stories between the Norris family and those around them, Landman has plenty of material to keep the show running if Paramount renews it for another season. One of the most baffling Landman storylines is why Cooper and Ainsley hate each other so much. The siblings have a rivalry that has yet to be explained to the audience, and with plenty of different stories to tackle, we may not find out the root cause of Cooper and Ainsley's issue in Landman Season 1. Cooper and Ainsley's feud could have intense origins, such as the sibling rivalry between Kelly Riley's Beth and Wes Bentley's Jamie of Yellowstone, the cause of which wasn't fully fleshed out until Season 3. Landman could have something equally compelling in store. The future of the Yellowstone franchise remains uncertain following Yellowstone Season 5 finale. While the franchise originally intended for Season 5, Part 2, to end the Dutton family saga, rumors exist that the story could continue with Yellowstone Season 6. That said, no confirmation of an official continuation exists outside a spin-off series. Just before the finale, Yellowstone announced a spin-off centering on Beth and Rip, played by Rayleigh and Kohlhauser, respectively. The characters were presumed to lead Yellowstone Season 6, so their spin-off further muddles the franchise's future. Regardless of its direction, Yellowstone shows no signs of slowing down. After Taylor Sheridan's prequels became hits, the screenwriter teased more continuations, such as a modern-day Texas ranching spin-off called 6666 and The Madison, which will also take place in modern-day Montana. Yellowstone even teased another historical prequel, tentatively titled 1944. However, since The Madison is the only official Yellowstone spin-off in production, fans might consider tuning into Landman to fill their fix while waiting for Sheridan's Western saga to continue, which will officially happen when 1923 Season 2 premieres on Paramount Plus on February 23. Now that Yellowstone has concluded, Taylor Sheridan's expansive, gritty Western saga that redefined the genre and took viewers on a wild ride through the vast landscapes of Montana, there's a new sheriff in town. Sheridan, known for his intricate storytelling and immersive, high-stakes plots, has left his stamp on the modern Western with his storytelling prowess. But his newest series, Empire of the West, has all the makings of a worthy successor for fans of gritty drama, tough characters, and breathtaking landscapes. Much like Yellowstone, Empire of the West explores the clash between old-world traditions and the growing influence of modern times. It brings to life the struggles of land and power, but instead of the Dutton family's iconic ranch, the new series shifts its focus to the world of high-stakes ranching, corrupt politics, and the battle to control the heart of America, the West. This show promises to dive deeper into the intricate world of Western expansion, land ownership, and power dynamics, giving the audience a fresh perspective on an old and beloved genre. The plot: New Frontiers. The show is set in the late 1800s, when the American frontier was still a tumultuous and unforgiving place. As the government encroaches on what was once the untamed wild, various characters battle for control, survival, and influence over the rapidly changing landscape. One of the core plot lines revolves around the Langford family, wealthy landowners whose sprawling cattle ranches have long been at the center of Wyoming's lucrative cattle industry. But the Langfords aren't just your average ranching family. They are a dynasty built from grit and blood, and now, with the railroad barreling westward, they are in a race against time to solidify their control of both land and power before corporate interests, federal mandates, and rival ranchers seize it all. At the heart of the show is a family patriarch, Cyrus Langford, who's struggling to protect his legacy in a world that no longer values old ways of life. His son John, a war hero with a tragic past, tries to steer the family through these turbulent waters. But the temptations of wealth, power, and influence tug at every corner of his moral compass. But the series isn't just about one family. Much like Yellowstone, Empire of the West weaves in a rich tapestry of supporting characters, all of whom have something to gain, or lose, in the battle for the frontier. The show explores the lives of struggling homesteaders, ambitious women who challenge gender roles in a male-dominated world, and ruthless businessmen who care little for the land, and much more for profit. And at the fringes, there's the mystery of an unsolved murder tied to the Langfords, a mystery that threatens to unravel their empire if it ever sees the light of day. The characters: complex and captivating. One of the most compelling elements of Sheridan's writing is his ability to create morally ambiguous characters, and Empire of the West is no different. Viewers will meet characters that are easy to love and even easier to hate. For instance, Cyrus Langford, played by a veteran actor known for his commanding presence, is a man of great ambition but deeply entrenched in old-school values. He's not a villain but not a hero either, caught in the complexity of protecting his family's future while being faced with the harsh realities of modernity. John Langford, his son, is a former soldier haunted by his past. He's a man of honor, but feels increasingly alienated from the traditions that his family has upheld for generations. This tension between tradition and change is a driving force of the show. His relationship with his father is fraught with unspoken resentment, as John grapples with what kind of man he wants to become and whether he can escape the shadow of his father's legacy. Then there's the fiercely intelligent and independent Eliza Langford, John's sister, who has spent her life breaking barriers in a male-dominated world. She's as much a force to be reckoned with as any of the men in the series, and her journey will challenge traditional notions of womanhood and leadership. Eliza's arc could potentially mirror the struggles of the American frontier itself, wild, untamed, and full of potential.